Hey guys, welcome back to What's Inside. Today we're going to be dissecting a portable handheld fan that people will use during the summer. It also doubles as a portable charger and triples as a flashlight. Here are the tools we're going to use. So first off, we have a screwdriver to pry stuff open, and then we're going to use our trusty wedge to open it up. Guys, wait, let me show you how cool this thing is. Look how many functions it has. There's the fan. 3 different speeds. And then there's a flashlight you saw earlier. And then here's where you plug it in for the portable charger. Ooh. Holy cow. And it's like so portable too. Look how you fold it up. And there's a strap, so you can carry it too. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Now let's get dissecting. So we got this entire power bank disassembled, and this is probably one of the cooler ones we've seen. There's this electrical stuff that we'll go over a lot more later, and then there's this push button that activates the button on the electrical board, and then there's this magnifying glass that magnifies the flashlight, the LED, so that it's a lot brighter.
And then we also have the screws to keep the PCB in place. And finally, last but not least, we have the covering just to protect the inner components of the fan together and safe. Okay, so firstly we have the motor, which when pressing the button, it will send electricity to the motor, which spins the 2 fan propellers and will cool you off during the summer. Next we have the lithium ion battery, which is basically powers the IC and other components, gives it electricity. And this is a diode, so when you press the button, it emits visible light, and when you put it through this, it would magnify it, as you can see here.
And there are also other diodes on this board, such as the one in between these 2 chargers. I don't know if you can see them, but these are charge indicators. Like if you plug this in, these 2 diodes will light up. And then we have the PCB board itself. The PCB is green, as you can see, because of the mask. And like on it lies the buttons, everything, the IC, the resistors, the capacitors, and in a piece like this, the resistors and capacitors are so essential to regulating the current. Like for example, the push of a button will switch the fan to a lower speed, twice a higher speed, and 3 times an even higher speed. That is all regulated within the resistors and capacitors. Say for example, if I push the button once, it'll direct the current towards a path with lower resistance. When I push it twice, it'll direct the path towards a current with less resistance, and 3 times even fewer resistance. This way, the speed of the motor will be able to change. And as for the capacitors, they take the correct amount of voltage from the battery and fire them in short bursts, either to power the LED or to power the motor. And these all work in perfect harmony to create this whole piece. And just to show you the sheer number of capacitors and resistors, if you look really closely right here, it says there are 30 resistors and 8 capacitors, which is mind-blowing. In such a small board like this, 30 resistors is just amazing. It's incredible. And then we have the IC, of course. The IC, the brains of everything. It controls everything from the battery to the motor to the buttons. And like the buttons, when pressed once, twice, or 3 times, it will be communicating with the IC to know which path the electricity will be directed towards. And then finally, there's the inductor. The inductor is typically used for tests like blocking high frequency noise or storing electric energy in a magnetic field. For example, in this piece with a lot of high frequency noise coming in from the USB ports, coming in from all the messy wires, the inductor would be so useful in clearing out the electric field and ensuring that the proper current is clean and directed to everywhere. It works directly in collaboration with the IC to provide the correct amount of energy to everywhere. And then finally, we have the wires. You can see the red and black wires, the black and white wires. All of those link up to external parts such as the LED, the battery, and the fan that William mentioned earlier. Now let's reassemble. And there you have it, the full assembly and disassembly of this mini portable charger. And the best part about it is it still works. As always, tune in for our next episode where we'll be dissecting something else. I hope you learned something from this video. And that's what's inside.